This is how Swede speaks.
Last weekend, I interviewed Max Hermansen in Oslo, Norway, on the topics of what's going on in Oslo and the consequences of speaking up about it. I also recorded some of the Koran blocks in Oslo, right by the Norwegian Parliament. So that's what we will hear and see in this video. Before we get started, I want to thank all of my financial supporters. This is my day job. Without you, this channel would not be possible. I'm in Oslo this weekend, and I'm here with Max Hermansen, who is you're active in Stop Islamization of Norway.
I am.
And so I would like to ask you, what has the development been in Norway, maybe the last decade or so, when it comes to Islam, Islamization, Muslim immigration and those things?
It's just terrible. Oslo is absolutely not the same city as it used to be. More and more Muslims have invaded our city, our town, and it's really bad. There's been a sharp increase in violence, especially when it comes to rapes, attacks on teachers, and now also attacks on the police. So it's terrible.
Right. And we were actually at a place in Oslo 2 days ago where there was some fighting involved, and I think it was the left, the Antifa, who showed up and tried to pick a fight. So is there something going on with them too?
Well, there is, but they are a small group of, though very violent persons. The main problem with violence is still all these Muslims. In Norway, as a total, we have more than 300,000 Muslims now in Norway, with a population of 5.2 million.
Right.
And in Oslo, they are taking over more and more parts of Oslo, where there is practically no-go zones for others than the Muslims. They believe that these areas are there and no one else should come into their areas and have anything to say.
Right. So if you talk about this publicly in Norway, if you bring up these topics in the debate in society, what happens to you and your own life, to your job, to your ability to get a new job, to your ability to support yourself?
Well, I was fired as a teacher, speaking about Islam and Muslims on my spare time.
Right.
And not at work as a teacher. I was fired, and I am not able to get a new job. And I know quite a lot of other people who has been fired. At least 8 other persons who's been fired, as I know. And some of them have been able to get another job, and some of them have not.
Right.
But the big problem is that there are so many people today that do not speak about the problems with Islam and Muslims and all this violence with them, just because they are afraid of losing their job and might not be able to find a new job. But I think this is changing a bit, because there is now so much violence and so much things happening with Muslims in Norway.
Yeah.
So it can't go on because most people are now aware of what is going on in Norway, that there are so much violence.
Right. So in practice, there's been, in German they call it Berufsverbot.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an English term that is established, but you could call it like a professional ban, or a ban on performing your profession.
Yeah.
Due to your opinions, even if you don't talk about it at your job, of course not, but even if you just do it in the debate on your own free time.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you have any last words or any advice for viewers in other countries, maybe in freer countries than the Scandinavian countries, how to avoid this situation?
Well, don't let the Muslims in. They are they've taken so much violence with them, and they really make it unsafe. It's not safe in Oslo. It's you should not go out if you're a blonde, nice-looking woman. You are in trouble. We had a woman studying law in Bergen who wrote about this, how she felt about being a nice-looking blonde woman. And she said it was really bad because people were touching her when she was in a bar or in another place where young people go, and she was followed home by people, and she was almost driven down now and then because there were persons in cars who wanted her attention.
Right.
So it's very different from before, and in Oslo we had 440 persons who went to the rape clinic in Oslo in 2015. 440.
Yes.
This has increased to 625 last year, and well, that's an increase of more than 40%. So it's not safe anymore with all these Muslims in Oslo and in other parts of really all over Norway now.
Right. So if you live in a freer country with less or no Muslims, don't try this at home.
Don't try this at home. Absolutely not. It's really terrible. One of the groups that's really bad off is teachers.
Right.
Most of them are women, of course, also in Norway.
Yeah.
And when they get Muslim pupils, they are not nice to women. Of course, they're not. And they haven't got the respect for women as they have for men. So we have had a sharp increase in violence towards women,
right?
Or to teachers. Then in the school of Oslo, it was 900 attacks in 2015. That increased to 1940 in 2016 and 3040 in 2017. Also, that's in the same period as we have had a lot more Muslims coming to Norway.
Yeah.
There must be many teachers now who are frying in their own fat. Is that an English expression as well?
I think you could say that.
Yeah. Well, because they have always, or most of them, been on the left side of politics, and they have talked so nicely about Islam and what Islam is.
Yeah.
And now they are beaten up, threatened, spit on. Everything bad is happening to them.
Right. Okay. Well, do you have any last words to add here?
Yeah, we should make some agreements with Muslim countries to send Muslims to their countries instead of having them here in Norway. It's also very, very expensive to have the Muslims here.
Right.
In a modern society with all these welfare benefits.
Right.
So we pay about between $17 billion and between $17 billion and $22 billion annual,
right,
per year for these Muslims in Norway now.
Right, in welfare benefits.
Well, in everything they get. That's the price we're paying now, and that's an enormous sum for Norway.
Yeah.
In Oslo, they take up about 70% of the social benefits.
Right.
while they're in Norway as a total they take 48%. We just got some figures from our statistical agency here in Norway.
Right.
So they're very costly.
Yeah.
So it's not only the violence, but of course the violence is the main problem, but it's also the money. So don't accept Muslims in your country. They are just a problem. They are not enriching your society in any way.
Right. Well, thank you very much for participating.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
This is Karl Johans gate, Karl Johan Street. It's the main street in Oslo, and all over the street you have all these flowers, but they're really here to stop jihad. These are the Koran blocks of Oslo.
What do you think? Comment below, and if you like this video, I'd really appreciate any donations. Even $1 makes a difference. If everyone who watched this channel gave $1, it would transform this channel. Just take a look at the links below. But if you really can't financially support this channel, I would be very grateful if you would share a link to one of your favorite videos from this channel on your social media, because ad revenue also helps. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Most importantly, please pray for this channel, and remember to check out my live stream on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11:30 p.m. Central European Time. Until next time, have a nice day, thank you for watching, and God bless.